The best part of my life is when I'm intentionally present in my experiences and when I see my purpose fulfilled in these experiences. My hope is to intentionally learn, experience, and share.
Welcome to Conversations with Angie. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Angie Mkwanazi and I'm so excited for this pool day chit chat type of video. The reason why I decided to do this video like this is because I've been having a really hard time trying to figure out how exactly I'm going to have conversations when I'm on my own. But luckily today I'm with my friend and he's going to show in some parts of this video because I also want someone else's perspective on the conversation that I'm having with you guys today. And yeah, I also want to make it fun. I also want to make it interesting. I'm really trying to figure out ways to make it fun and interesting and to make it easy to understand me, because I understand that sometimes I may say something and you won't understand the way I'm putting it, but maybe if someone else has said, they can be like, oh, so you mean like this, you know what I mean? So I'm really trying to get into that space where I can figure out how exactly to do this effectively. But I've also decided that, you know what, I may as well just do it, and maybe by chance, God's grace, I'll figure it out along the way. I really trust that. I'll figure out the process, you know, because I have prayed about this and I have wanted to do this for so long. I hope you guys can't hear that noise. I don't know what the neighbors are constructing, but yeah. So let's get into this video, and I really hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, I really hope so. Okay, so my friend is busy by the pool. He's listening, so he'll weigh in here and there if he wants to, and that's kind of the thing that I want. I don't really want to be alone, because you know what I mean? It's weird having a conversation on your own. Okay, let me get started. So the reason why I wanted to do this video is because I've been thinking about this lately. Like, you know, a lot of people, like, I've had someone say to me, how are you so understanding when it comes to emotions? How are you so understanding when it comes to, like, people? Like, not necessarily understanding, but most of the time I'm very slow to anger when it comes to people's actions, because at the back of my mind I'm aware of the fact that they act like that because of something, you know what I mean? So that's always been at the back of my mind, that someone acts a certain way because of something. Now, I'm not excusing anyone's behavior, but I am saying that part of the reason why people act the way they do is because of something else. So because this has been on my mind a lot and for a very long time, and I've done a video on childhood trauma before, but I think that was when I was still like trying to figure it out and trying to understand what it is exactly. But I think now I'm more comfortable with the topic. I'm more open with my personal experiences, and I really want others to do the same because it's freeing. And when I say it's freeing, I mean it makes you more open. It makes you more understanding. It just makes you look at life from a very different perspective. It like, instead of looking at life from, oh no, people are always trying to get at me, people are always trying to like things are just never, people are always mean to me and stuff like that. Instead, it's like, okay, I'm well aware that when someone does something, it says more about them than it does about me, because they're doing it from their personal experience, and what I do to others says a lot about me because I'm doing it from my personal experience, you know what I mean? But once you like figure these things out, and you know, it's very easy to just understand more and stuff like that. So the first thing I want to talk about is that I started reading the book by Oprah Winfrey and Dr. Perry. I think, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. I'm going to write it on the screen. And the title is What Happened to You. And so this book basically talks about how growing up, all the experiences that we have, they basically form our thought patterns. Like, if we grow up, for example, in an environment where, let's say, our parents are like hostile. Yeah, that's the word. Like, hostile. Like, if your parent doesn't really give you much affection, is very hostile towards you, is very, and it's not to say that that parent is a bad person. It's just to say that maybe that's how they grew up as well, you know, but they just weren't aware of it, or something happened along the line. So basically, what? Please weigh in. I'm begging you to weigh in. Oh, we're having a pool day, by the way, in case you're wondering why we're. Yeah, please weigh in, Shom.
Hi guys. Oh, I'm looking so crusty. With what you're just saying about parents being hostile and it affecting our thought patterns, I agree with you. However, I don't. Okay, I agree with you to a certain point where
Yeah,
you are like, they are not a bad person,
yeah.
but then they are a bad parent.
Okay. I don't think, but then here's the thing: people are not all good and people are not all bad. That's the thing, though. That's a very important thing to understand, that no singular person can be all good and all bad. Like, just because they're bad parents will, okay, I understand what you're saying when you say a bad parent in particular. But can you say that they're bad parents if what they're doing was done to them?
Yeah.
And they weren't given a platform as we do now to learn about all these things like childhood traumas and stuff like that, and actually heal from them. If they're not given, so can you say someone is a bad parent because they did what was done to them and they weren't given the platform to rectify whatever was done to them in order for them to become better parents, to do better?
I think to do better, it's a them thing. It's a you thing. Like for
Like
instance,
it's a
let
choice.
me make an example. It is a choice.
Yeah.
Let's say my parents were abusive towards me growing up, and
Yeah.
I decided to have kids,
Yeah.
and I was abusive towards my kids.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the opportunity to do better. And that's on me, because I know, should I have a child, I should break that. I'd call it a generational curse, because abuse is not something that's nice, right? So I feel like it's up to me to say, I'm gonna stop enforcing corporal punishment on my
Yeah.
children and stuff like that.
Okay, but you know that because of the time that you grew up in. What about the time like 80s, 90s and stuff like that, where for example in the case of men it was like, you're not allowed to cry, you're not allowed to be emotional, you have to be strong, you need to demand respect, you need to make people respect you, and if people don't respect you then you're weak.
Funny enough, there are men who do cry, who are weak.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying.
Were in the past. So basically,
Oh, so it's a choice.
it's a choice,
okay, I hear
guys.
you.
It's a
I
choice.
hear you.
It's like, okay, let's make homosexuality an instance. Back then, homosexuality was taboo. It was something that's bad. It was something that's wrong and stuff like that. But they were homosexuals. You understand?
Okay, true.
So I'm not saying homosexuality is a choice, but they were able to be who they are, even in a tough,
Oh, so basically what you're saying is that what you become. Okay, so I think what you're saying is, yes, things can happen to you, but who you become after that is a choice.
Is a choice.
Okay, I get that. Okay, fair enough. Okay, I get that. No, that was. You see what I'm saying? This is why I can't do this alone. Like, this is why I don't like doing this alone, and why it's so difficult for me to do it alone. So basically, yeah, I hope I didn't get lost.
No, you
I didn't
didn't.
forget to mention anything. So yeah, basically, so that's that. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And so this book is basically talking about that it forms part of our thought patterns. And so with everything that we do and how we interact with the world is based off of that. So if you grow up in an environment of hostility, you already have the expectation of hostility towards the world. And if you really notice, the world becomes what you think it is. Like, and no, like it's not a thing of it's your fault or anything like that, but the world genuinely becomes what you believe it to be and what you think it to be, and your perception basically. So yeah, let me breathe.
Tense.
No, seriously, dude, because I've really been thinking about this and I've really been wanting to make it such a casual conversation, because I think I'm okay with it now. Okay, so I'm gonna give an example of what I'm talking about. Okay, and this is a personal example which helped a friend of mine. So I think because it helped a friend of mine, I'm going to share it, and maybe it will help someone else. So recently I was in Cape Town, and on the day that I arrived, I spent the whole day shopping on my own. I had the best time, and I was on antibiotics, and I was feeling sick. I was feeling sick. The antibiotics were just not doing great things to my body, and my like I was just feeling sick basically. And so I was with my friend in Cape Town. Oh, should I? Okay, whatever. So, okay, not my friend, guys. Like, I was with my boyfriend. So, anyway, I was with my boyfriend in Cape Town, and he was with his friends that entire day, and he had a meeting at some point in the day and stuff like that. And obviously, I was shopping, so I was like, do your thing, boo. So then later, he's like, okay, cool, I'm coming back now. So I know that I'm feeling sick, and when I'm feeling sick, I don't really like to be around people. Like, I don't like people to be like around me, because then they have to take care of me. Like, I just don't like that, or rather I didn't like that. So anyway, I say to him, no man, listen, your friends booked somewhere else anyway, so I think just spend the night there and then we'll link up tomorrow. He was like, what? okay, I'm being dramatic, but seriously, he was like, what do you mean? Like, not that he was hysterical, but he was in utter shock. Like, he's like, how can you say that to me? Like, how can you not want me to be there when you're sick? Like, he was like hurt, and I was hurt because I hurt him. And the funny thing in that situation was I was reacting. I told him to stay with his friends out of hurt, and because I was hurt, I hurt someone else. And in that moment, I said, okay, come. And he came. And when he arrived, first it was a little here and there. It was like, he was still like, I just can't believe it. Like, I can't believe you said that. Like, why would I want to stay somewhere else? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was really hurt. And so what I decided to do was I decided to be open and honest with him. And I told him that when I was younger, basically, there was an incident where I sprained my ankle during a touch rugby game, and that whole experience for me was like I had to be on crutches and stuff like that, and I didn't have the best experience, because it was like, well, first, like before, like when I immediately hurt my ankle, the assumption was that I didn't really sprain my ankle, and so I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm in pain, and like people almost don't believe me, so I'm like, okay, this is weird, like what am I gonna do? And guys, I healed so fast. When I tell you, I always took my tablets on time. I was elevating my leg. I was trying to walk as fast as I could, like I was trying to get better. And after that, literally, I went into health mode. Like, I took care of my body like nobody's business. I ate so healthy to a point where there was certain things in our grocery list at home that changed completely, because I said that I can't afford to be sick again. I can't afford to be in that state where I feel like I'm a burden when I'm sick. You know what I mean? Like, I took care of myself. And so in that moment when I said to him that, no, just stay with your friends, it was like a moment of that coming back. Like, Uguti, you like, and I guys, I told him all of this. Like, I told him, and the funniest thing, he was just like, okay, now I understand, but just know that when you're sick, I want to be here, and I want to take care of you, and I want you to be good, and I want to see if you're sick, it's fine, I'll take care of you, everything will be fine. And that was it. So in that moment, I really realized that, you know, this is such an important conversation. And it's not to say that how you react to the world is wrong. It's not wrong because it's based off your experience. All I'm basically trying to say is that try to have a bit more awareness so that you don't constantly hurt people. And then I'm coming to you now. I'm coming to you now, friend. And then, yeah, so the other day, basically, a similar thing happened to a friend of mine, and I told her the story, and she was like, oh my goodness. And also, it was a boyfriend with her, and I told her, just tell him. And she said she did, and she said he was just like, and I told her that he probably feels like you just don't care and whatever. And he said that's actually how I felt, and I just thought you didn't want me around. So, yeah, guys, just be aware of these things, and please communicate it, especially in relationships, in romantic relationships, friendships, family. That's another video. That is another video. So, yeah, you know, just that type of thing. And be aware of it, and it'll save you from a lot, and it will help you heal a lot, and it'll help you have a bit more kindness towards the world and a bit more openness towards the world.
That's deep. With what you said, birds of the same feathers flock together. I mean, I'm saying this because I totally understand where you're coming from, and I feel the same.
Okay, yeah.
I feel the same because that's why we're friends. That's why we get along so well. It's because we relate on a lot of things. For instance, this whole thing that you're telling me about, when you're sick, you don't want anyone to be around and feel all, I don't know, sympathetic for you and taking care of you and and stuff like that. Personally, I'm also that type of person. I don't want to be babied when I'm sick because I've never been exposed to such. Even okay, I have, but then.
But I realized that I actually want to. It's just that I wouldn't let people do it. But now that I'm okay with it, it's the best thing ever.
For me personally, it's just me. It's my thing.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm down, whenever I'm unhappy or whatever, I just want to be alone to regain my strength. Because guys, in this day and age, you can never be too vulnerable to just anyone, because they're going to use that against you should shit hit the fan, you understand? So for me, it's something like that, Uguti. Don't expect me to be all vulnerable and expect you to allow me for you to see me in my worst so easily. I don't know whether it's a trusting or whatsoever, but me personally, I know, Uguti, whenever I'm down, I want to be alone, get myself up, and then tag it out and then walk it out, because like amount of guys, Yazi, you guys won't realize until you argue with someone that they will use it against you, or it will show up in an argument that this time when you were like this, I was around. I thought you did it out of love. Why are you bad? Like, so it does show up in arguments, and then we let it slide because Nati, we are also angry and we don't focus on what's being said. But people do actually say, oh no, I did this for you this time. I've always been there for you, this and that. And like, dude. So personally, when I do something for someone, I don't expect it back. Because people have different love languages. If I buy Angie flowers all the time as a sign of me valuing our friendship and she doesn't, I'm not going to be offended and say that she doesn't love me, because it's not her love language, it's not how she shows love. So guys, this is where, for me, I hope you guys got that.
But I think even with that, it's just that thing that people really not experience, but people react to the world based on their experiences. So
Definitely.
So guys, that was actually pretty much it. Like, I just wanted to have this is a long video.
It's a very deep conversation.
What a long video.
It's long.
It really is. But anyway, guys, thank you so much, and I really hope that this video meant something to you and it really helped you and it showed you something. There will definitely be a lot more. I'm just gonna have to find people to sit with who are gonna weigh in at one point to another, because I really like the fact that at first, like, you weighed in and then we actually, like, figured it out and stuff like that, because that's what I need. I can't have a conversation alone. But anyway, guys, thank you so much, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment and share this video, and I really hope it helps. I genuinely do. So guys, thank you so much. Bye.